What is up, Nintendo Land? Welcome to Nintendo Open Air Podcast. Pokemon Go comes to Switch. Connections between the smartphone game and the Switch aren't that far-fetched anymore. With the latest rumors, it seems Pikachu and Eevee may be making a rapid dash to your favorite gaming console. So whether you want Kanto on the big screen or Johto on the go, Jirachi may be granting your wish. Don't worry, if Pokemon isn't your master quest, we've got lots more news, rumors, and of course our usual weirdness, so stay tuned. So, I'm going to start right off the bat with the biggest grind out of the rumor mill this week, and of course, that is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So, this is basically a big rumor. The only thing that is confirmed is there is a web domain registered to Let's Go Pikachu, right?
Yeah, and I think, is there Let's Go Eevee as well? I can't remember.
I think it's just the one.
Don't they have alleged footage from the game too posted?
It's kind of like that
YouTube?
Bigfoot footage, though.
Yeah, it's real sketchy.
It's like it's fuzzy and like you can't really tell. Somebody thinks there's something riding on the back of something or something. I don't know. This Pokemon stuff's you guys' domain more than mine. That intro was in a foreign language. I've heard Kanto coming up a lot.
Jason, what do you think? Do you believe the rumor?
Oh, well, it seems pretty likely. We should mention that the rumor is coming from a couple of respected sources, which is Pixelpar and Emily Rogers. So they've been right in the past, and it kind of makes sense. A long time ago, I think it was in 2016, I have a quote here from Junichi Masuda, who is from the Pokemon Company. It says, "We want to have a kind of way to connect the two, or to have a way for people who have enjoyed one to enjoy some of their progress in the other. That will definitely come down the road." And of course, he's talking about playing Pokemon Go with a main series game. It seems like something they've been working on. So, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty legitimate looking logo.
Mm-hmm.
That they found. We know that there's a Pokemon coming to Switch probably this year.
So they're combining Pokemon Go with a mainline game?
Well, I guess it's supposed to be like a reboot of Yellow, maybe? Is one thing I've heard.
And from what I understand, it's not actually Gen 8, which is what most people assume this would be.
We're saying, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a reboot of the Yellow Adventures, which takes place in the Kanto region, Johto region, which is the first two generations of Pokemon. So, and of course...
And there's rumors saying it's only original 151.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we don't really know for sure. It would be interesting if they brought all the current Pokemon to it, but they have done it before, where you start with a limited number of Pokemon and then
what do they have to on more? What do they have to on Pokemon Go in terms of Pokemon?
Gen 3.
So what if that's where they kind of cut it? I wonder. Or at least,
what if they give you 151, but then for $20 more, they'll give you Gen 2, and then for 20 more, they'll give you Gen 3.
Yeah. That would be very wicked, but not beyond Nintendo's grasp, I don't think.
Would you pay?
No, I would not pay for that.
Would people? I don't know how built Pokemon fans could get.
There might be hope that a mainline Gen 8 could still come to 3DS then, huh?
No, I don't. I think they're done with 3DS. I think we're probably looking at Gen 8 next year, if this does turn out to be a Gen 1 game. So
they could be looking at this just as a entry, like a reboot of Yellow, to kind of be like a re-entry, like introduce people to the series who maybe haven't played before.
Well, it's kind of like remember they rebooted they rebooted Sapphire and Ruby with Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, but it was still a current with all the current gen Pokemon in it.
They did the same thing with Heart Gold and Soul Silver before that.
That's true.
But to kind of hit on Mo's point there, it's like a lot of people were introduced or reintroduced to Pokemon through Pokemon Go, and I think they're trying to build on that. They're trying to get people from one point to the main series games, if that makes sense.
Well, here's the thing is Pokemon... I'm sorry, Jason. I know that you're an exception. But most people, I think, picked up Pokemon Go, played it for a little while, and are done with it. So I don't... let's say, for example, they were to introduce Pokemon Bank integration to Pokemon Go, so that you could transfer the Pokies you've caught in Pokemon Go and leveled up, that your score or whatever and your nature and all those things will translate to an actual Pokemon in the Pokemon Bank that you can use in a mainline game. That'd be cool. I just think that would only appeal to, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't think there's a ton of Pokemon Go players left that would appeal to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there could be people who played Pokemon Go and unrelatedly happen to now have a Switch since it's doing well. And they go, oh, I remember that Pokemon game. Hey, here's another Pokemon game. I liked the Go one for a little while. Maybe this one will be cool too. I'll casually pick it up.
That too, but then there's also I'm thinking more along the lines of this quote here about the way to connect the two. You know what I mean? Pokebank seems like the most realistic way to do that.
Well,
but go ahead.
There is this little tidbit that some people are saying that there is a new accessory that will work for both games.
Oh, thank God.
And you remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about that weird patent where they were working on the trading card that changed.
Yeah.
I wonder if it could be something connected to that.
Okay.
Or they could sell you one of those Pokemon wrist things in like a super duper plus version.
Maybe they'll let you transfer your one favorite Pokemon from Pokemon Go over to, the main line via this card thing. I don't know.
Technically, they've got our friends list from Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and Miitomo and stuff that they can suggest those people as friends on Switch. Technically, they could have our data and just load it into a game if they really wanted to, I'm sure.
Especially there's no friends or anything like that in Pokemon Go. I don't know.
No, I was meant to take your items or whatever, but one, that's Game Freak, two, that's way too sophisticated for Nintendo.
But here's something. There's no friends in Pokemon Go. I guess I never dug in deep enough to realize that.
No.
I didn't know that either.
People
just your real friends.
For 1 versus 1. Yeah, there's lots of sites that are up that are working on getting people together. Of course, they have like Discord.
Meetups and stuff.
Yeah. They're having community days once a month now. So.
That's just so asinine. Why not have a friend list? Like, even if... I mean, you know what I mean?
What would be the purpose of it, though?
You'd have to have some sort of social interaction. You'd have to be able to set meetups or, send messages or something. But even then...
Hey, I've got candy in a box of kittens.
Well, that's the thing. Not necessarily. But you know what I mean? Just to have a friends list. This person is my friend. What can you do with it? Jack shit. But you can still add them to your friend list.
Just like the
Switch
Switch online.
Just like the Switch, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is, substantially useless friend list on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I could see it too. Maybe some people that have never been into Pokemon could be overwhelmed by there's 800 million Pokemon now. And they go, oh, this one's going to start over from scratch and then reintroduce the mainline one next year. That could be a good strategy.
I think it would be. I think a Pokemon reboot would be in order, and it would be the Star Wars reboot, where anything canon that has come before is washed away, except for the original 151 Pokemon. Yeah. Certain favorites will make a comeback. Well, they don't need to look different. Certain favorites will make a comeback, but others can just disappear. Like, start over from scratch. You've made too many now. There's a lot of
Pokemon are just other Pokemon where they've just added an extra leg or something.
I would argue that's true. There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, let's like, what if he has 3 eyes or 2 heads? Or
this is an ice version of the same one. Yeah, this is I agree.
Speaking of the different versions, just after this news kind of broke, it has been announced officially in Pokemon Go that we will be getting Alolan forms in Pokemon Go, which is, of course, Generation 7, which we don't have, but it will be for the original Kanto Pokemon that have an Alola form.
Wait, so they'll have two forms?
Right. If you haven't played,
they changed a bunch of the types in Alola.
right, like there's for example, Marowak is now like a fire and ghost type in Alola, so that will be available instead of this.
Hey, there's
ground.
there's a fire Charizard and a dragon Charizard.
That's right. That's a Mega Evolution. That's something totally different.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Learn your Pokemon.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
no.
Just to give this placement, I did mention Vulpix, and there was a long discussion about whether Vulpix was a Pokemon, and if so, what did it look like? This was like during Splatoon last week.
Yeah.
So, but one of the
no, you can't call yourself a Nintendo fan, Mo.
I've heard the name. I've played Pokemon Shuffle. Get off my back. That's about as far as I go. Although, you know what? It's funny. I was having lunch with my daughter the other day, and she said something about Pokemon, and then she goes, Pika, Pika. And I'm like, where the hell are you getting this? It's not from me. Like, I don't know. I don't know where she's...
It's a phenomenon, man. You're just the only person not on the bandwagon, and you don't realize it.
Because her mom doesn't play video games. She doesn't have Pokemon on her 3DS. Like, where is this Pokemon stuff coming from?
Dude,
yeah, it's
I am a 40-something-year-old man, and you know who turned me on to it?
Your
Another
wife?
40-something-year-old man and my wife, who's 10 years younger than me.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I remember kids when I was just getting out of high school. I remember there were people exactly around my age that were playing it, and I was just like, "You're playing that baby game?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, I was like, "Why are you still lugging around an OG Game Boy?" Like,
what is wrong with you? I have a cell phone.
Yeah, like that was like one of those things. Like the gray Game Boy really looked dated in like the late '90s, and I was like, okay, that thing still works. Like, dude, new Pokemon just came out. It's like, okay.
If your AA batteries died, then you lost your save data, or no?
No, I think they had battery saves, didn't they?
Yeah.
The Pokemon games have battery saves.
But yeah, I don't know. I can respect it. I know it's a humongous thing, and Pokemon is going to do big numbers no matter what. I just hope that I think the name is dumb. If these are the names.
Oh,
no,
Let's Go
Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Name,
but I think it makes sense, like how Nintendo had the Wii, and then they were like, oh, let's call the second one the Wii U. Like, they're like, we got to get that word "go" in there somewhere.
Yeah, they're definitely
like
that in.
Pokemon and Go, or
make sure people associate the two. Yeah.
They could have called it Go-Go. Pokemon Go-Go.
I thought they should have called it Pokemon Stay, but I guess with a Switch, you can take it on the go, so it still works. But yeah, I don't know if as existing fans, would you guys be hyped to just play a Switch-based reboot of a Yellow?
No. Well, I don't know. I like, right, Jason, you're in the same bandwagon with me where it's just we've played enough Pokemon. It has to be something major. By a reboot, it has to be
Gen 8?
A massive major reboot.
Ooh, Gen 8.
It has to be an MMO or something. It has to be a massive reimagining of what a Pokemon game could be, the same way Breath of the Wild was for Zelda.
Well, the only thing really groundbreaking that we have heard rumored so far, is, besides the connection to your smartphone, is that there's supposed to be the Pokemon Go catch mechanic integrated into the game. I can't imagine that improving the game in any way.
Yeah, I don't think people are too crazy about the catch mechanic in Pokemon Go.
I mean, it works,
but it would be familiar for people who had no previous experience with Pokemon games. You know,
is it going to be touchscreen and you throw a ball like that, or are you going to use a Joy-Con?
You know they're going to show somebody doing the Wii bowling motion.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Wii bowling.
To throw the ball with a Joy-Con.
I don't know.
Shake the Joy-Con. I don't know. Yeah.
But to answer your question, yeah, I'm not that excited to play Pokemon Yellow because it did come out on the 3DS, the original version.
But if it's on the Switch, and another part of that rumor I'd heard too is that the graphics were going to be kind of like an HDized version of a 3DS game, which makes me kind of think like it's very possible this could have just been a 3DS game. They were like, let's bump it up to Switch.
When you remember the Sun and Moon, they were developing alongside Switch.
Stars, or supposedly, yeah.
And like it seems like the rumors I heard is that really was a thing. That wasn't just a rumor.
Yeah, that was true. Yeah. I think they have confirmed that in interviews.
Somewhere, somebody confirmed that, I think, yeah.
And that they thought that this 3DS had more of an install base, so that's why they went with that. So, I mean, they should have been working on this for years, so I'm hoping something really polished comes out. And like Z, I hope there's something new there that's going to draw me in. I don't want to play another...
Well, the other thing is in that
Simo.
January of last year presentation when they drug out the Pokemon company president and were saying like there's a Pokemon in development for Switch, like they might have just been like, can you just throw this on Switch so that we can tell people there's a Pokemon coming to Switch? He's like, yeah, we can do that. After seeing the smash sales of blue, red, and yellow on 3DS.
And those have done very well. Yeah.
Nintendo's like they've proven now, like every so often, right? They bust out with something that kind of sets the bar again, and they've proven with Zelda that they can make a real modern game. Like I'd begun to decide, I think, right? You know what I mean? Mario's a great game, and we love Mario, and we through Super Mario 3D World, but it's not it doesn't have the kind of depth of a modern Fallout or GTA or whatever. And we were starting to decide that, or I'm sure all of us were, that Nintendo just couldn't. That was just beyond their capability, right? And they proved with Zelda that they can make a real game. And that's great. Now they need to start making real games, period. It just, I mean, we can take a Mario Kart and a Splatoon, and don't get me wrong, I love Splatoon, and it's beautiful for what it is. But Splatoon's competition, well, it's big stuff from Blizzard like Overwatch, but I would argue it's more things like indie titles like Rocket League, right?
Yeah.
Pokemon needs to make that leap the way Zelda did into a real game that real gamers play, that, you know what I mean, that isn't just its own little Nintendo fan base. Yeah, it's either got to be an MMO or it's got to be an incredibly expansive RPG. But I mean, right, Pokemon is always, from its inception, it's always been a social thing, right?
Right.
It was trading and battling. It's always been about that. And it's, you know, doing stuff with your friends, and, you know, you can't get the Pokemon unless you trade with other people. You can't get them all. Like, to me, that says MMO. Nintendo needs, like, right, they pick a property like Metroid is their first person shooter, Zelda is their open world adventure game, Mario is their platformer, right? They have their one genre. Splatoon's their multiplayer kind of team shooter. Yeah, it's right, but it's Pokemon needs to become their MMO. It needs to be
ARMS is their legitimate competitive gaming experience.
Exactly. Pokemon needs to become their persistent world, their online MMO. That needs to be their big thing.
That or Animal Crossing.
Ooh, there you go.
Fair enough, but you know what I mean? Like, there's millions of people in Animal Crossing. There is like 1 billion people in the world that play Pokemon.
All right. By the way, I should mention, supposedly, if any of this is true, we're going to have an announcement to confirm this by the end of the month, which is not that far away. So it will probably happen between the time that we record and the time that this actually airs. So, yeah, if it does, we don't know about it.
Start spamming your fake Pokemon directs.
Oh yeah.
Or old Pokemon Directs.
Yeah.
And let's hope that doesn't happen. It was a pretty dark time.
Retweet them. Yeah. We'll see. I still feel like they would hold that for E3, but you never know. It could all not be true at all. You never know.
I don't know. Seems pretty I mean, I wasn't convinced, but Jason is, and
It seems kind of legit. Like there's enough smoke that I think there could be fire just mainly from them registering the websites, and there's a pretty professional looking logo in Japanese by somebody who obviously knows Japanese.
And there's nothing in this that just screams, this is outlandish. This can't be true.
Yeah. If it was too good to be true, it wouldn't be true.
That's right. If this was
which with Nintendo means like an MMO, yeah.
Or like Fire Emblem Mutiny. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's still that, by the way, Fire Emblem is still listed as 2018 in their last investor meeting, so that one's coming.
It's somewhere.
We know it's coming. At E3, we will hear about Fire Emblem. That's a fact.
I hope so. All right. So we've heard the big rumor, and now let's talk about the little weird rumor, and that is about Star Fox. Hero Fox McCloud, what are they doing to you? So it's reported that Retro Studios is working on Star Fox Grand Prix, which is you guessed it, Star Fox racing game, which is said to be a mix of Diddy Kong Racing and F-Zero. In what way could this be good?
No way.
It can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
this will anger people the same way that Blast Ball angered people.
I have heard optimism from people like, "Oh, this sounds awesome," and it's like I'm willing to hear them out. I guess. Oh, like let's see, but I'm already thinking not $60, and it's $60. It does seem weird. If it's true, it really does mean that Nintendo has no idea what the hell to do with Star Fox. Like, look, they really like this character. It's like, if you're going to make another racing game, why not just give us the F-Zero already?
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. That's the people are going to hate this for multiple reasons. One, because it's not a good Star Fox game, but they hate on Star Fox Zero for that.
2, because it's not an F-Zero game.
2, because it's not an F-Zero game. Exactly. It's just like, this seems like another one in the line of Triforce Heroes or Galactic Federation Force or like these.
Yeah, this would be a good 3DS entry.
Nobody asked for.
Yeah. This seems like a bad 3DS game.
Yeah.
That reminds me, though, they haven't said much about Mario Kart. What's the phone game called? Grand
Tour.
Mario Kart crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's been confirmed for 2019?
Oh, really? Wow.
It was way off in the investors meeting. It's coming soon.
Well, that
Mario
answers that.
Kart microtransaction.
What's it called again? Grand Tour or
World Tour?
World Tour? All right.
I don't know.
It's not one of the golf games. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Jason, you love Star Fox. You're all in on this thing, right?
No, I don't know.
They've said some weird mechanics, like part of it, like I think it's like you can upgrade your ship and stuff, and it's like a race, but you're like shooting enemies and stuff, and that gets you things or makes you go faster.
It's going to have a story mode as well.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man.
F-Zero had a crappy story mode.
Yeah, it did, but I don't. Here's people want Star Fox 64 again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all they ever want.
That's
all they ever want.
That's fine. Yeah,
just keep remaking that.
Well, the problem is that the last couple Star Foxes have definitely not been that. So they don't. I mean, you know what I mean? They need
Wasn't Star Fox Zero supposed to be like another reboot of 64?
It was, except it was awful. Here's the thing. I would see them renaming Star Fox Zero, completely changing the control scheme, and re-releasing it as a new game. We've talked about this before.
Star Fox 0.5.
Yeah, whatever, and call it completely something different. Just reuse the assets and port them. But they, you know what I mean? I don't see them trying to do a spin-off. I don't see the next Star Fox game being a spin-off. I don't see that. That seems like just too dumb of an idea.
Maybe that one needs a reboot as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's just start over.
A full open world, shooter kind of, flight sim type game.
Take it off the rail.
Well, there you go. There's a lot of space shooter MMOs online on PC and in VR and whatever. Like I could see them doing something like that with Star Fox.
Space exploration.
I don't know about explore. Well, yeah, but right.
Actually, like a Star Fox MMO better than a Pokemon MMO, but
I probably would too. Something.
Yeah.
Well, that was another rumor that had come up as well, that they were saying there was going to be like a Star Fox MMO that was going to use the world of Star Fox, but not necessarily, the Lilat system, but not necessarily be tied just to the Star Fox characters. Like you didn't play, like you didn't have to be Fox as your main character. Like
you'd be one of the nameless dogs.
But that rumor disappeared once this Grand Prix thing came out. So
I think it's just all BS. I think people at Nintendo make this shit up just so that they stay in the news. You know?
Well, the thing is, if they were smart, Nintendo should just start making up bullshit stories to see which ones, and telling them to different people to see which ones leak.
Maybe that's
like, I don't know.
Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're also
okay. So John told people about the Lilat system thing, and then Peggy over here was telling people about the racing game.
But they also probably. But Peggy leaked about the racing game, and hey, people are really excited about the racing game. Maybe you should make a racing game.
That could be it too. They could just leak stuff out to gain an idea of what the people want.
Yeah.
And then not give it to them.
Test the waters, yeah.
God, there was something Nintendo tweeted the other day, and I was like, let's just see what all these comments are about. Because that's how I test the pulse of Nintendo Nation. And everything was like, shut up and give us the Pokemon Direct already. It was just like a billion comments. Because, it's always like, oh, when's the next Direct? When's the next Direct? Now they're like, when's the next Pokemon Direct? Yeah. I don't know. It's E3 time, so
rumors are coming.
Yeah, it's just gonna get crazier. And I'll be wrong.
There was a YouTube video that you posted, Momo, where the guy says like every E3 is more and more irrelevant because we know what's going to happen before E3 comes.
Yeah.
But is that really true?
Well, that's how Nintendo works anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
They tell everything they're going to do, and then they get to watch Treehouse play it.
Yeah. They say, we're going to tell you everything before E3 so that we can just focus on telling you again at E3.
Yeah.
Or showing you more at E3.
Speaking of E3, we should probably go ahead and mention Nintendo has released their plans for E3, which is there will be a digital presentation and then 3 days of Treehouse. So pretty much like the last 2-3 years.
Same as it ever was.
Yep.
But they will be giving out exclusive pins.
That's right.
That's like
playing the Switch.
Again, I will point out that's the kind of crap they used to give out on Club Nintendo.
Yep.
But not anymore.
What'd you say, Z? It's like $250 to get in, so
it's $249. Yep.
You probably get $50 for that pen on eBay if it's right after E3.
That's true. That's true. You could make your money back if you really were to go in. That's a fair point. If you were to pay your $250 and go in and swoop up as many of the little exclusive E3 goodies from all the vendors that you could, you totally. I bet you could make your money back.
Probably.
It would take some work though.
The way it was worded that I saw said Nintendo would be giving these pins out to people that they saw playing the Switch
Yeah, that's what I
at
understood.
E3.
So they just
So,
to-
yeah, does that mean you have to sit in the corner playing and hope somebody from Nintendo notices? Or
Yeah.
you think they'll give them to people who are playing the demos?
I think
Exactly.
people will walk up. I think people will walk up to their booth, wave their Switches around until they are handed one.
Do they
But I
those
imagine,
pins?
yeah, but it's just like, how cheap are you? We can only afford to have a
Can't even
couple
spring
thousand
for a
of these.
cup this year.
Yeah, not even a cup. We can only afford to have a couple thousand pins made because this is all they gave us for the marketing budget. We'll call them exclusive and just give them out at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where all the fans are.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you might
In
as well,
LA.
you might as well take your Switch if you're going to E3 because you're going to be standing in some lines.
That's true.
But I don't know how
Wait.
you're going to charge it. You've only got
Waiting to play that Smash.
3 hours there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nearby. It's tempting to a degree, but you know, I don't want to pay $250.
You could be our official representative.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait,
I could be
Reggie.
I could be on site. I could be doing the podcast from E3.
250 is for 1 day.
No, that's for 3 days.
Can't you get a 1 day pass?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know if you
could have
can.
been last
And
week,
if you
but-
can, it's like 150 or $200 anyway. That's how that usually works. Yeah.
All right. So, some other interesting news that's come up lately is Nintendo has filed for some trademarks. And when I said they filed for some trademarks, they have really filed for trademarks. It's pretty much every
Another one today.
Yeah, and another one. We've got Smash Brothers, Star Fox, F-Zero, Pikmin, Yoshi's Island, Art Style, Flipnote Studio, Sin and Punishment, the legendary Starfy, Nintendogs, Link's Crossbow Training, Wii Fit, Wii Music, Wii Play, and Wii Sports. All new patent or trademarks filed for those different games.
What?
Yeah, the Wii ones are the ones that are like Link's Crossbow Training.
That's-
Starfy, I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, what is
really?
the legendary
Starfy.
Starfy?
I actually had a friend that was really into Starfy, and it's basically Kirby, but it's a starfish, and it doesn't split things up. It's just like a platformer.
Sounds right up Eric's alley.
I played some of it. I actually found one of the DS games, and I played some of it, and I haven't brought myself to finish it.
I'm not surprised.
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It's kind of boring, I guess.
It's like Kirby. It's not terrible. It's not great.
Yeah, I prefer.
But we always
Kirby.
know that Nintendo always renews their trademarks on stuff. But yeah, some like Link's Crossbow Training and some of the Wii titles really got me like thinking, like, are we gonna get Wii stuff on Switch? Because it seems like it would be a good fit to just convert
course
the
it is.
Wiimote stuff over to Joy-Con. But
Mhm.
I also don't see
That-
people lining up for Link's Crossbow Training.
I don't get
No. But I think they are finally trying to make a comprehensive back catalog available, or this is just total paperwork crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could very well be that.
It's
It
too
could
bad
just
Punch Out
be-
wasn't on that list.
Yeah. Agreed.
It would be nice if some of those games made it to
Yeah.
Switch. Well, hopefully,
Oh.
some are.
I do think though, like that backwards compatibility with Wii and Wii U had to be in their mind with the Joy Cons. You know,
Yeah.
I think I'm
To
sure
some
it.
degree,
I'm sure
yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Motion
they're-
control is much bigger on Nintendo than anything else.
Yeah, and it's just they know they've got people now that have nostalgia. Like there will be people that will buy this for bowling, right? We know this.
If it comes out, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Eric.
I'd buy it for bowling. Oh wait, because the Joy-Con's not 1-to-1 motion, right? Or is it?
I don't know. It might be. It's got the accelerometers or gyros or whatever are pretty good.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not WaggleWare. It's not Waggle control.
It's
Yeah, I don't
legitimate,
expect to see these.
controlling experience.
Yeah. We know Pikmin's coming one of these days. unless Miyamoto just threw that whole thing in the garbage since it was nearing completion 3 years ago, or whatever that was. Yeah. Smash Brothers, obviously. Should we talk about the other patent that was that showed up today, or trademark that they renewed the name on?
That's right. They renewed the trademark for the Nintendo 64.
Let the rumors start.
Virtual console
and N64 Classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is paperwork stuff. I don't think it's specifically directly related to one specific anything, but I think I think there's plenty of stuff that will eventually depend on it. I do think a lot of these games will be eventually coming to Switch. There may very well be an N64 Mini Classic. Nintendo may not even know which of this stuff is going to happen yet. They're just
covering their bases.
They're just covering all the bases.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. I'd love to speculate that they're gonna give us all this stuff, but at least we know that they still realize that F-Zero is a thing because they had to renew the trademark on it. So
it exists.
So at least they're aware that there was a title once called F-Zero that they had. I'll keep waiting.
Some of these things too, they could be related to the first one on the list, which is Smash Brothers, which always has older
characters from Captain Falcon. So
that could all be connected to that.
They're adding Link's crossbow.
Confirmed here first.
As a what do you call the assist trophy?
Assist trophy along with Ridley and
No, that's not an assist trophy. That'll be a playable character, Link's crossbow.
Along with Starfy.
Yeah, Starfy.
I didn't even realize they owned Starfy. I thought that was something different.
Starfy.
You thought that was a fake Kirby ripoff?
Starfy will be an alternate Kirby. It'll be a Kirby alternate.
Kirby alternate skin.
Yeah. Smash hype.
So we did mention Nintendo 64 Mini, and it leads us into our next topic, which is the NES Classic will be coming back June 29th.
Nintendo.
My question was going to be who's buying, but I think Z has expressed our opinion.
Z's got one on. He's getting one.
I will be buying one.
At least the Super Nintendo Classic I still see in stock now and then. So I feel like these NES Classics will be well stocked this time.
I think
they will be available through the end of the year. So that means they will want to be getting them into people's hands as a Christmas gift, this Christmas. And this may very well have been their plan all along.
I would like to see pre-orders on it, even though there weren't pre-orders. Were there pre-orders for the Super NES? I don't remember there being.
Oh, there were, and they were out. They were out in minutes, and people were pissed.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone assumed it was going to be the same disaster.
Oh, where they got canceled? That was the
and some got canceled. I think some got canceled on the Super NES. Yeah, somewhere, Walmart or somebody. I think what it was is somebody put them up too early and then canceled all the ones.
Oh yeah, that's right, Walmart. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, I definitely am not as hyped for the NES Classic as I was last year.
No, me either.
Of course not.
It was awesome last year, and now I'm just like, man, I don't know.
Like I think all of us. Well, here's the thing. I know all of us at first, when we first heard about it, we were like, But I think if any of us had seen it on the shelf, we would have been like, all right, I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted one. I wanted one for my daughter's birthday last year.
Yeah.
Will this be in time for her birthday this year?
It will be.
All right.
Barely. Yeah.
Well, in my case,
but
my
have a
kid's still
month.
too young.
Yeah.
But
oh
well, she'll have her own original Nintendo. That'll be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's a little piece of shelf candy. I'm glad that they are redoing it. I was fully expecting them to redo it and then like in some way that made it different from the original release. So that you
Yeah,
could be
just
like,
so
oh, you can tell that's not an OG one. That one's not worth
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That one's got longer cords. but they probably still haven't learned their lesson on that. I also wonder if the price will be the same because I don't know if they've talked about that.
No, I don't think that's come up yet.
Uh,
I assume it will be.
If it's cheaper than the Super NES one, does that mean it's going to cannibalize the Super NES sales?
No.
I don't think so.
Even though those are slowing down. Yeah, I think this one will sell better than the Super Nintendo one.
I think anybody who really wanted the Super Nintendo one at this point has picked one up.
Yep.
I think the only people are picking them up now are people who just randomly like, hell, sure, I'll buy one, or people buying a second one.
Yeah.
But anybody who is like, ooh, I gotta have it, they got it.
So that's why you buy it now and then put it on
issue.
eBay in a few years.
Mm-hmm. It is tempting to buy.
Yeah.
It is tempting to buy a second one and put it away and try to sell it, but we'll see.
Flip it for real. Yeah.
All right.
Jason, are you gonna get one?
Probably not.
Eric?
I don't like having more
Eric
than...
hates 8-bit.
Well, NES I wouldn't mind, but I don't like having more than one console, like home console, hooked up to my TV.
This isn't really a home console, though. This is a tiny little art piece.
The plug and play.
Yeah.
It's more of a collectible item.
Yeah, I mean, right. I keep mine on my shelf with my amiibos and stuff because it's small enough to do that. But hey, it actually is a working one, and I will plug it in and mess with it from time to time. Yeah. But it's more of a display item, yeah.
Yeah.
Think of how good your amiibos are going to look sitting on top of that, Eric.
It's a great display.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll discolor over time. I wonder if the Super NES one. Yeah, or the Super NES one.
The mini one? You think the
Super NES mini? They use two different kinds of plastic on it. So
they dug up the original flame retardant material to make the Super NES mini out of.
That'd be awesome. All right. I think Jason was trying to move us along, and I stopped him.
Yeah, we've got some couple of back-to-back topics here about making those pre-orders. So the first one is the king of pre-orders, of course, is GameStop. And we found out recently that the CEO of GameStop has stepped down after only 3 months in office, and the original was come back.
That does not bode well, huh?
No.
It's like after the honeymoon was over, they were like, okay, now let's actually show you the business figures. Like, holy shit, I gotta get another job.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I feel bad for the GameStop workers. Like, you got to know that they have to know that the axe is coming pretty soon.
But here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing, though. It's our next topic, but I think that's potential to help GameStop considerably, because that's part of the reason that I don't ever buy any games from GameStop. Is because Gamers Club Unlocked, right?
Somebody on Reddit did look at all the different companies and what their little things are and their discounts and crap, and GameStop will be technically the best deal if you buy their little whatever. I think you still have to pre-order games, though. Yeah, because they have like a $30 power-up advantage thing for 10% off or something, or 15, whatever it is.
Oh, but before that was only good on used games, so now it's good for new games now?
I think it's good for pre-orders.
Oh, pre-orders?
I don't know how it works.
I was gonna say the other reason Z doesn't pre-order games from GameStop is because he hates GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop's a steaming pile of shit anyway, and I can't wait for it to go away.
The thing I've never liked is that it's like the one that we had forever was in a mall, and everything at the mall is always pricier because they got to knock out that mall rent. So it's like games would be like $5 or $10 more.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they used to be. I don't know if their prices are down, but it's one of those things you walk in, you know you're going to get hassled by the workers. And by hassled, I mean they want to fucking help you.
Well, no, it's like, right. Here's the thing and this comes down from the top. I told the story about the guy with the stuttering problem at the one by my place. You'd feel so sorry for the guy because they want him to rattle off this friggin' 5-minute intro. Thank you for calling GameStop, or you can pre-order. And it's like the dude would be, thank you, and I'd be like, dude, I'm like, is it rude to interrupt somebody? Like, because I don't write. Is it rude to interrupt, or is it rude to me? It's rude to let him suffer for the next 5 minutes trying to say the whole friggin' thing.
So I wonder, is he suffering?
If you were
normal for him, right?
It's maybe not. It's like, dude, I just want to ask if you have something in stock, and I don't want to wait 5 minutes to ask it. So you walk into the store, and the employees do the same thing to you in your face now.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, this is not helping. This is not going to endear you to your vanishing customer base. This is not going to want to make people shop here more. This is desperation.
Yeah. Well, it is. What brings you in today? Nothing. I want nothing.
I am here for you to leave me alone.
Yes.
That's why I am here.
That's how I am at places. I mean, I'm polite, I guess. I'm just like, I'm just looking around. That's my comment. Go away.
If I go into GameStop, I'm going there for something very specific. I go up to the counter. Half the time I'm ignored, and I'm just standing there at the checkout counter, and it's like, oh, he's just browsing. It's like, what am I browsing? There's nothing here.
You're checking out all the sweet games they got locked up behind the counter.
But then
who is ever browsing at GameStop? Unless there are people coming in to specifically
I sometimes do.
Games.
I sometimes will go in and just look and see, like, because sometimes they'll have like little weird accessories and stuff that other people don't. I never buy anything. I just look.
I don't know. There's other outlets, I think, for that kind of thing to a degree. At least I have that swap meet thing that I go to occasionally.
Yeah.
It's a warehouse full of little various vendors with little booths selling that kind of stuff.
I've got a Walmart, a Target, a Best Buy, and GameStop. I guess.
GameStop is very much like a hot topic anymore. It's like half of the store is
T-shirts and
merchandise.
Coffee cups. Yeah.
Chains.
I mean,
one of the funny things is they tried to get into the reselling phones business and reselling tablets.
Don't they own Cricket or something? Who owns Cricket?
Yeah, you guys were saying that like Cricket Wireless was
I think GameStop owns Cricket.
GameStop, yeah.
If they owned Cricket, you'd think they'd be pushing their Cricket phones on me every time I walk in too.
They will. That'll be the next. Would you like to buy the Gamers Pro Cricket Unlocked?
Oh. If you take out Cricket phone service, we'll save you 5% on your pre-order.
Yeah, for every $1 you spend on your Cricket monthly bill, you get, in-game currency on something.
Yeah. Let's fast forward to the next disappointment.
And the next disappointment here is, of course, as Z mentioned, Best Buy is discontinuing Gamers Club Unlocked.
This is a travesty.
It is.
If you have it right now,
for Best Buy,
you currently have it, but you cannot sign up for it if you don't.
But the biggest travesty to this, to me, is this came out, as I remember, with like the launch of the somebody else's console. So I didn't pay attention to it for like the first I think it was out. Was it out when the Wii U launched? It was already out, right?
Yeah. The thing is, it used to be $100, and then they would occasionally, it was $100, but they would occasionally put it on sale for $30. And I nabbed it the first time during a weekend when it was on sale for $30. I will now be going. I'm into my 4th year now of Gamers Club, and it was $100, but they would put it on sale for $30 occasionally. So I had picked it up, And then last year they just decided, you know what, we're just going to drop the price to $30, and that'll just be the thing.
Was that just last year?
Yeah, or right before the Switch came out, actually.
Because when I bought it, I thought it was just $30. Like I've renewed now. I'm on my third year.
I re-upped a day before the Switch, or the day the Switch came out. So
nice.
I've only got a year left.
Mine was actually, mine wasn't until November.
One of our friends has 2 years left because apparently you can buy a 2-year membership, I think.
Well, that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, you get 2 years. Yeah, you get 2 years.
So right, if he got it when the Switch came out, a year ago. So
see, the real question is right before it runs out, can I just pre-order a bunch of shit? You know how they've always got these crazy pre-orders, like where there's not even a release date.
Right.
Like,
do it.
Pre-orders.
But yeah, apparently on their website, like if you look at something on their website now, it won't apply. It doesn't apply the Gamers Club like it used to. Just when you were browsing, it would show you the price. Yeah. Now it doesn't do that until the checkout.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's sad because that really was pretty much the only thing that ever brought me into Best Buy. Which sadly for them, I didn't buy anything other than video games when I was there.
Yeah, so you bought a phone at Best Buy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, right? It's still the default, but how often do I upgrade my phone? Once every 6 years, about as often as I upgrade a video game console, I guess. Less often, but right. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to buy less.
$60 a game.
Games. Yeah, I'm just going to buy fewer games.
Well, Z, since you bought your phone at Best Buy, don't you have like a $5 gift card from your points now for Best Buy?
I've already spent all those. Like I'm,
But yeah, this is good news for GameStop.
Yeah,
just like the Toys R Us closing.
Everybody else.
Yeah, and Toys R Us closing too. I mean,
that's true.
GameStop's not such a bad spot to buy games. Oh.
Honestly, yeah, GameStop, if they can hold out long enough, they may win just by attrition.
Yeah.
Just not die before everybody else does, then they may be the last man standing.
Although Target and Walmart never have very enticing deals for me. And Best Buy does put stuff on sale quite a bit.
Target has pretty decent sales. If you
I guess they do.
Buy two, get one, whatever.
Buy two, get one. Yeah.
Well, but right, I gave up ever having to hunt for those. Right, that was the nice thing, is I no longer had to hunt for the deals because 20% off at Best Buy was usually as good as you were going to get, at least on a new game.
And it worked on Amiibo, which Amazon doesn't. Yeah.
That's a kick in the balls. Yeah.
Didn't Amazon give you like 20% off also, or just very?
They did once upon a time.
At first. Yeah.
If you had Prime, which you had to buy into Prime, which keeps getting more expensive. But
now it's like $110.
And now it has to be pre-orders only if that still even applies. But at first it was any game within 2 weeks after release, and then they took out the 2 weeks, and it was pre-orders only. So apparently somebody thought this was a good idea. Everybody jumped on this bandwagon, and then everyone said, "Hey guys, we're just losing money here." Yeah.
And I also didn't like the wording that Best Buy used was people who currently are enrolled in the Gamers Club Unlocked will continue to be able to get their discount for now.
For now, unless we change our mind.
Yeah. Like, you better keep it, or else you gotta give me some money back or something.
Yeah, I think they're
a gift certificate, probably prorated.
Yeah, oh man, I think they're gonna probably decide, okay, is it going to be too much legal wrangling to get out of this contract, or is it better just to let the contracts run out? And I'm hoping that they decide it's better just to let the contracts run out.
Yeah, I would think so. Well, I'm still hoping that they reconsider. Like, the problem is they won't, until all these things expire, they're not going to see. But they also have data, because that's all locked to your Best Buy, membership, so they can see and analyze, like, what are these people buying other than video games? Because I think that's the whole idea behind Gamers Club is You go there for a video game and you walk out with a new fridge or a washer, something like that.
In my case, those numbers hold true. I have bought a dishwasher and like a bunch of random TV related equipment and whatever lately. And I would be, you know what I mean? There's other places around here where I am to buy that kind of stuff. I can get a lot of that stuff on Newegg and pick up Will Call, or there's Fry's Electronics out here. But I do go to the Best Buy, partially because like Eric, it's the closest thing. But I mean, it's been part of the reason Best Buy has just become my default store. Whenever we go by the mall, I'll drop by the Best Buy and just see what's there. You know what I mean? It's become kind of a hangout because of this.
Oh, you have a Best Buy in a mall? I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And it's
also if something's on sale
to the mall,
you get to take an additional 20% off of that sale.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's like when Monopoly's $14.99, then I can take an extra 20% off of that, which is nothing.
I heard paid $40 for that game.
It's not $3.
It's worth every penny. But yeah, that's sad. Like I said, because there aren't a lot of places offering very good deals for video game stuff. So now we really have to wait for the sales like the rest of those suckers.
Now, admittedly, I will say, Gamers Club Unlocked is one of those things that I wouldn't miss if I never had it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? If it had never been a thing,
I'm not missing.
if it had never been a thing, it wouldn't be like, oh, that's going away. But because it's just, but all of a sudden, once you get used to paying 20% less for every video game, it's like,
because even at $38, you buy like 2 games and you've paid it off, basically.
Yeah. 2 games is close. Yeah, but it's like to me, a retail boxed video game is $48. What is this $60 bullshit? I don't know what you're talking about. Right? Like that's just flat. Like I haven't paid $60 for a game and I don't know how long.
Yeah.
There is one thing.
48's where it's at.
There's one thing that this does benefit, and that is companies like Nintendo who are trying to get people to buy digital.
Well, it also benefits consumers who wish they had bought digital. Like, I would have bought Splatoon digital and ARMS digital if they'd been the same price. But no, they were 20% cheaper cartridge. So
you have no reason to go to the store now, basically.
Yeah, this will take away the decision for me. See, that's another thing. How is Best Buy like? Best Buy wants to bring people into the store. That was part of this whole gamer club thing, was to bring people, get people to continue buying physical cartridges so they would go to a store. So now what? Are they just giving up?
Now you'll go to the store and buy the game digitally for full price.
Yeah, exactly. Why would I now I'm going to make a trip to the store for what? Like that's, I don't get it.
I think
get a new controller.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think we'll continue to see the size of game sections at stores go down more and more. We've already seen it at Target and other places, so I think it's coming. And this is just another step there.
It's really small at Toys R Us. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's console is. Remember, it was surprising to people when they said, "Hey, it's got a cartridge slot." What? Yeah. It'll use physical media? Really?
Still surprising that I only had 32 gigs.
And then and then it has no storage. But I mean, it was fairly plausible. Most people considered that this would be a download only device. We are in that era.
That was a rumor, yeah.
So
it's always everyone's kind of guessing like what's going to be the first system that goes download only.
Yeah. So it's coming.
But I think that cuts the stores out other than the system. So I think that's one thing that keeps things from going download only, because they don't want to cut the stores out of the loop.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is that's where Gamers Club Unlocked comes in.
Yeah.
That's what keeps
I was
people.
like, what would
coming
happen to a GameStop if all you could buy was digital? That's
what's already happening to a GameStop.
well, yeah, just more rapidly,
Just faster. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Nintendo, right on the flip side, they are making the Joy-Cons and the Labo and all that crap. They really are trying to make this a hardware/software ecosystem.
That's true.
Yeah. And Nintendo's giving us awesome discounts now, so
Yeah, oh yeah.
we get a percentage off.
So yeah, speaking of Nintendo, we should go ahead and mention if you're planning on signing up for your Nintendo Switch Online family account, you can do that now.
That's
Has
right.
anybody looked into it or seen how it works?
Oh, I haven't yet, but thanks for reminding me. I am gonna do it to sign up the wife. I'll pay the extra $15 for the first year and see how it goes.
I went to the website and just kind of looked around. It seemed to me like you have to just enter the email address for the person that you want to invite.
Oh, I did do that.
Like an invite thing.
No, that's right. I forgot. I already sent her the email invite.
Yeah.
She hasn't replied to me. She sucks.
Yeah, so I don't know how that works.
Let's see.
It seems like it's easy to do. I say if you've got a bunch of friends and you guys just want to pay like $5 a piece or slightly less than that.
I think it's like $471 per account, something like that. It's a pretty low number. You can send me an email, Z.
Yeah, if you got enough friends, we can all just split it up.
I don't trust Nintendo though. I think they're gonna pull something where they're like, "Oh, you're not in the same state.
You're not family.
You don't know this guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I admit to being a little bit paranoid in the same regard.
It's like these guys were just friends before. Now they're family.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
Wait, we have logs of them actually meeting on Miiverse. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I think you give Nintendo way too much credit there.
Check Miiverse, hurry.
They're never
Check the
going
archives.
They never want to go back there.
Yeah.
They never. Yeah, it seems like they never want to go back to anything
except Pokemon Yellow.
except the.
Well, on that topic of never going back to anything, we do get some news on a new Wii game coming to Switch. Yes, a Wii game. And it features Mii's, which supposedly dying.
And let's also point out that none of us realized it was a Wii game.
No.
We're talking about Go Vacation.
Go Vacation. Now, I kind of had an out because, like I said, I sort of skipped the Wii generation, so I don't remember it. But it could easily get with a name like Go Vacation. I don't. It doesn't sound very memorable to me either. It probably would have been something I would have just been like, "Oh, that sounds like garbage."
If you're around in the Wii generation and did not play it, you can probably watch a quick, promo video for it or something, an ad for it, and it's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that.
It looks like Miitopia or something meets Wii Fit meets
Wii
Pilot
Sports
Wings
Resort.
meets Wii Sports Resort. Yeah, it's just like Mii's walking around doing little sports activities on not Woohoo Island.
That's what was it? Hawaii Island or something?
Kauai Island.
Kauai? Wasn't it Kauai Island or something?
On Maui Island.
Yeah.
But it's right. It's is this who published this? Was it Nintendo? It wasn't Nintendo that published it, was it?
Bandai?
Oh yeah, Namco, Bandai, whatever. Yeah. It's just like we get Wii U ports now. We're getting Wii ports. Pretty soon we're going to be getting.
We finally got hope for GameCube.
Finally. But I don't know. It's kind of a out of left field kind of port.
There's a little bit of hype for it though. People seem
There were some people that seem to remember it fondly, as you've pointed out, Mo, and as I've found as well. The reviews for the original Wii one were not particularly fabulous.
No, but it's niche.
But hopefully,
I've had a friend who's not really a Nintendo gamer. He saw like a trailer or something for it and was like, "Hey, what do you know about this game? That looks kind of neat." So,
well, Switch is definitely trying to bring back that couch co-op, goofy mini game type stuff.
yeah.
So this could kind of scratch that itch. It's something
family
like
friendly.
As you pointed out, things like Overcooked and some of those games that it's like, who the hell? Why is this on the top 5 list all the time?
Yeah.
It's this is in that same kind of vein.
That's for kids.
So it has Mii's in it, but you can't make Mii's on the Switch.
Well, I don't.
You can make Mii's on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
You can?
I made a Mii this week.
Yeah, there's a Mii editor.
Editor. Oh, is there a maker though? You can just
Yeah.
make whatever you want.
You can make a brand new Mii. Yeah. Go into your
that.
settings and go to Mii.
Okay. Wow.
The editor
You can
is
even
the
get
maker.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of extra. They added a bunch of different hair colors and eye colors. You could have green eyes, green hair, red eyes, red hair.
Yeah, I think
Purple
they
hair.
added like 60 items to it for the
Yeah.
Switch. So
Wow.
You heard it here first, Eric.
all right.
Just nobody cares, but yeah.
So-
Go vacation.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're excited about it, and if you are, we're great.
Yeah.
It's
Could be a super hit.
I'm gonna probably pick it up.
How much is it? Does anybody know?
$60.
If it's $60, I won't.
No.
Best Buy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you can still use your Gamer Club unlock.
for now.
I
Yeah.
know.
For now.
Use it while you can. Go buy this.
Yeah, pre-order.
Pre-order it.
That doesn't count towards Labo.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Oh, it does.
Labo's. Yeah,
All right.
should have signed up, Eric. You missed out. All right, go ahead.
All right, so we talked about Namco Bandai. Let's talk about Koei-Tecmo, who, of course, is behind the recent Hyrule Warriors that just came out on Switch. But they said they want a chance to work with Mario.
They had a first day patch on their game, so no.
That's true. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors is 1.1.
That is sad.
Yeah, I thought that was a curious little tidbit that they said that they wanted to work with Mario just because. Yeah,
they made a Pokemon Conquest. They've made Hyrule Warriors. They've made,
Fire Emblem Warriors.
It's like, why not?
Well, that's
What's
true.
left?
Like you said, why should Ubisoft have all the fun with Mario?
But what would they do with Mario?
Hopefully not
Mario Warriors?
Mario Warriors. Hopefully not.
He would jump and stomp and knock down like a whole ring of enemies.
No, he'd throw his hat. Silly. If he'd taken out waves of Goombas with his hat. Just like in Odyssey.
He'll do a spin
move,
fireball.
yeah. And Princess Peach will swing her umbrella at him. And they could totally, I bet you, like a babied down version of Warriors. It'd be like that Lemmings game I had on Game Boy Color where there was only a total of 10 lemmings instead of hundreds. They could do like a babied down, like where there's only ever 20 enemies on screen at a time in a Warriors game, and just
then there'd be no point.
Well, for kids, get the kids into the Warriors early.
Wait, so there was a Pokemon Conquest game?
Yeah.
What system was that for?
3DS?
DS.
DS?
I have.
Yeah, it was Nobunaga's Ambition, but with Pokemon.
No.
Oh, wow.
We also didn't mention earlier with
The
Pokemon.
wife played the crap out of it. Go ahead.
The other big thing on that would be the first sort of almost kind of home console Pokemon mainline game.
If it is a mainline game, it would be. We have had spin-off games, Pokemon College.
Not for you, though, Jason.
No, it would be portable for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Play it in handheld.
There would be none of that TV console novelty for Jason.
Oh.
And we could never have a Pokemon Warriors because there's really no enemies, right?
They're all enemies.
Yeah, you could have.
And they're all
800
heroes.
You can have 800 things that you have to kill, and every one of them
Good.
can be a different, unique.
You could have
Pokemon.
800 Rattatas like in Pokemon Go.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Sounds like more of a cute idea to just release on a computer and then have Nintendo cease and desist you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd be really interested in a Warriors. I'm not really interested in a Warriors game. Even if they did a Metroid Warriors, I don't think I could get into it.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, but
I played the demo for Hyrule Warriors like when it was out on Wii U. They had it in the Best Buy store, and it was fun. Like it was fine, but I was just like, I wouldn't play this for like more than another 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt about it. And even the Samurai Warriors Chronicles, it's like if I weren't stuck on a plane to Japan, I don't know how much time I would have put in on it. Because and no offense, Jason, because you turned me on to it, and it's fun, the historical setting and the story, but still, just the hack and slash gameplay kills me.
it doesn't get very deep.
It gets very repetitive very quickly.
And Jason is a fan of those, and you're a fan of Fire Emblem, and yet you haven't put 1 billion hours into Fire Emblem Warriors.
No, I finished the game, and then it's kind of it. That's just it's very repetitive.
You know, I didn't think of this, but if you had a Wii U, most of the games you could play that without a TV either. Just play it on the gamepad.
That's true.
Did you do that, Jason, or did you have some
I used the
hookup for your
TV. I used the TV as well. I used both.
Did you use HDMI or the AV cables?
I think I used the AV cables.
Okay, yeah.
I had it hooked to an old TV, so yeah.
A CRT?
No, not that old of a TV.
What are you talking about? Not that old of a TV? Kiss my ass. I had a CRT up until my CRT was still my primary TV until I moved in with my wife 2 years ago.
Yeah,
three years.
Wow. And now you have like a Samsung Q LED, right?
No, I don't have anything fancy. I still have I have a 3D TV from that era of TVs, and that's not really my TV. It's inherited. And the backlight's going out on it. So yeah, I'm always on dated technology over here. I just I try to make the dated technology, I pimp it out as much as possible, but it's still cheap shit or old shit most of the time that I'm using.
Alrighty then. Oh.
All right. Speaking
that was the tech corner.
Reeling it back in.
Yeah. I told you it gets weird sometimes. You never know where we'll go. That's pretty tame for us.
Eric's fault. I blame Eric. Now Eric's back. He's asking weird, random questions.
Yep.
But that's why we love Eric. He's got great questions. So we got some weird things on the Switch, and that is a pair of demos. One is already out, which is the ARMS demo, and then we're getting Mario Tennis Aces demo coming up soon. So,
all right.
And someday Dark Souls is gonna have a demo.
Maybe. Has anyone played the ARMS demo besides me?
I played it.
It's pretty basic.
It's not bad. It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Should have been out like a year ago, but
I feel like it was more comprehensive than the little tutorial thing that they put in front of the test punch. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I felt like I knew what I was doing. Yeah.
Felt like it was real easy, but yeah. I wish they didn't have the menus from the full game in it. But I guess this is like, because you can actually earn badges and stuff in this demo too, which I'm assuming would carry over to the actual game.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
As soon as you buy it. Yeah, like I said, the ARMS, as much as I've been saying it needs a demo, I've also said that's the game that, like, once you play it, you're just like, okay, I think I played enough.
Exactly.
So
You don't really
But-
need more than the demo, I don't think.
Yeah. But at this point, it's not gonna hurt. It certainly can't hurt.
Right.
Somebody might fall in love with it. I know it's got its fans.
They
There are
were
people I
really-
see.
In
Yeah,
Japan.
There's people in the U.S. who are like, man, I wish more people would just try it and realize it's such a deep fighter. And
they were just
I'm
trying to
sure
get
it is.
lightning to strike like
Yeah.
it did with
Splatoon.
Splatoon, and it just didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is
we'll
what
still
it
get
is.
another one.
So what about the other demo, Mario Tennis Aces? I'm a little surprised we're getting one, but I think it's nothing but a good thing.
Yeah,
And I also
might
think
try
it
it,
will
yeah.
be all of the game you will need to play.
it certainly can't make me less enthusiastic for the game.
It would be hard
Well
to do.
said.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's a fun game. If you're into that Mario Tennis thing.
I passed on the Wii U one, which makes me slightly more likely to pick up, to pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Probably not, though.
And this is another one of those like global test punch type things too, where they're going to be actually
Ooh, you're
like
right.
having
Tournament.
having online tournament style demo.
That's
So,
kind of cool. I hope it's for a extended period of time where we can all.
oh, it'll be for a certain amount of hours on one certain day.
Yeah, it'll be the only day that month that I have plans.
Yeah,
It's the way it always is.
yeah, I'll take it.
I'll try it.
I like free demos.
Will you play it, Eric? This.
Yeah, I might even buy it. Mario Tennis.
Oh, really?
I bought the one for Wii U. It was alright. I played online.
Did you have the 3DS one?
Yeah, I played that one.
I
a
heard
lot,
good
too.
things about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The demo would have to really sell me.
Yeah. Hey, there was another free game that came out on Switch that wasn't on the topic list.
Oh, what was that?
The PETA game, as I call it. Its name's even escaping me. Kitty something, kitten, whatever. I tried playing it. I'm gonna pull it up now. It's an awesome game and it's free. It is called Kitten Squad.
Oh, is it free to
Wait.
play?
It's completely free. There's no money required at all.
Wait, this is on Switch or this is a mobile game?
This is on Switch. It's called Kitten Squad.
There's a
Sounds
completely free game on Switch.
Completely free game.
We talked about this
Published
before.
published by the
because I
people
had
for the
missed
ethical
completely
treatment
free
of animals.
detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. People's ethical treatment for the ethical treatment of animals. So basically, you play a kitten with a gun, and you have to go on like these little mission quests, and it's kind of like a Robotron, like twin stick shooter. You use the right stick to kind of shoot in any direction, and then you walk around with the other stick. And as you go from like place to place, they educate you about all the cruel things that happen to animals when they're being processed for meat or fur.
Oh.
Kind of turns you off. It's like, and before you go into that cave, just remember that hundreds of thousands of lambs have their throats cut while they're still conscious. Happy questing.
What is it? What is it rated?
It's
I
probably
hope
E
it's
for
MA.
everyone.
I hope
E
it's
for-
MA. It better be MA.
I don't know.
E for everyone.
What's it called? Kitten what?
Kitten Squad. It was one of those ones that really took me by surprise, that I was like, there's a completely free game, and then I'm like, oh, it's made by PETA. So even PETA's getting in on the Switch thing. I should have threw that on our topic list just because it's such an oddity.
Yeah.
The game itself is pretty forgettable from what I played. I was looking, you earn in-game currency at a very slow rate.
Wait.
And
There's
then-
in-game currency, so you can't
There's-
buy in-game currency.
No, you can't buy it. No, you
Oh.
just earn it through playing. You can't buy it.
Okay.
But it gives you like you can get like a PETA shirt if you grind for like 1 billion hours. Like that's of course the top prize is a shirt that says PETA that you can put on your kitten. But you can play as an alligator if you unlock it and play it. It was pretty forgettable as I expected it to be. I really wanted it to be awesome. I was like, how great would it be if it was completely awesome? And it's like if you just don't read anything, it's great. But I'm sure it's on par with some of the, $8 games or whatever on Switch. Like it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not broken. It's just it was just really bizarre that I wanted to bring it up. Because I was
there were a few free games on Wii U where if you downloaded them, you would get gold coins.
A virus. Oh.
And it is rated teen, by the way.
It is teen. Okay.
At least that much.
Well, it does have animated violence.
And written violence.
Unwritten violence. Yeah.
And once
they changed.
Kitten Fighters?
Kitten Squad.
Kitten Squad. Okay.
Kittens killing robots for a good cause. Sadistic robots have enslaved orcas at Sealand Marine Park. The evil sheep puncher robot has kidnapped a sheep for a twisted wool industry. And at the end it says, "Free the animals in this action game brought to you by PETA." Yeah.
That's when you're likely to overlook.
That's one that's going to get buried in there. Oh, wait, hold on. I just noticed, I never noticed this before. For $5, there is downloadable content. A costume mega pack. So yeah, all those costumes that you could grind for, you could probably just pay $5.
And it's a donation to PETA. If
unlocks all playable characters and clothing options now with the costume mega pack and help protect animals. Proceeds from the add-on go to support PETA in their campaign to save animals from cruelty. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. That definitely one of the more bizarre things I can recall, and this is coming from Nintendo, who's full of bizarre things.
This makes things like Muscle March seem pretty normal.
Yeah. This one's it was kind of weird, but check it out.
Muscle March is something you have to experience on your own. It's just look it up. It's worth looking up.
All
right. All right. Sorry.
We weren't going to talk about PETA or kittens killing robots.
It's too good.
It's too good to pass up. So talking about other weird things, going back to Mario Tennis Aces, we did get a little bit of an accessory coming out for it. And I know you guys have been waiting for something like this. It's unfortunately Japan only. And that is Gadget is releasing a Smash Racket for use with Mario Tennis Aces. It released the same day. It's $12.50. And I've got a picture here I'm going to pop up for you. It's
maybe they're the same ones that made that mic accessory where you don't disturb
the mouth
your roommates.
Yeah, and there you can see in all of its glory.
Because it's hard to pretend you're playing tennis without an actual pretend tennis racket. As we learned on Wii.
Well, just right. It's as they discovered with Guitar Hero. It's better than playing air guitar if you have a real fake guitar.
Well, the Joy-Con's just too light. You need something to kind of bulk it up and heavy it down.
It looks so awkward stuck in there.
Yeah. But
you can't make a cardboard one in Labo?
Yeah.
That would be a shame.
You probably could. They got the little Joy-Con holders. Get one of those and cut some squares out of a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, you could do it.
Jason will put the pattern up on our Twitter.
If I see one, I will retweet it for you guys.
Oh, you're not gonna make it?
Yeah, and if Nintendo sees you playing your Switch at E3, they'll give you a pin too.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's our first accessory. I still think we're gonna get. I really am kind of sold on this idea of Smash having a GameCube Pro controller, like a wireless Bluetooth GameCube controller.
Wavebird.
Yeah, but like one that USB plugs in.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if this is the same for all games or maybe Rocket League just is buggy. But I noticed I've tried playing the Pro controller plugged in through USB, and there's an option in the menu where you can disable the Bluetooth so that you're actually playing it wired, which is supposed to cut down on input lag.
Mm-hmm.
It is laggy as hell that way. I leave it plugged in so that the battery is charged, but I play it wirelessly. I leave the Bluetooth wireless on.
You know what?
And it's better.
Have you tried plugging it into something else? Because
no,
I have that problem even if it's plugged into the wall. Like I don't know what the deal is. But if I have it just plugged into the wall charger and I'm trying to play with it, it does weird crap, and I can't use it while I'm charging it. Sometimes.
It works fine if I leave the Bluetooth on, but if I go into the Switch menu and disable the option, because there's a way that you can disable it, and you can it turns off the NFC reader and turns off the Bluetooth, so it's actually doing it wired. For some reason, I get more input lag, and I don't know why. I don't really notice any input lag with wireless.
So if you plug in straight, I just assumed it would do it by default.
No, you have to go in. You have to go in and actually tell it. Yeah, you have to go into the menu and tell it to disable the wireless communication for the controller. But anyway, I mean, I've never really noticed with I'm not that pro, so I've never really noticed in Smash or anything else any kind of input lag. That I played GameCube all the time with the Wavebird, pretty much exclusively with the Wavebird.
Yeah,
I never really had any trouble, other than accidentally hitting the wrong channel button or something on it.
But you said that the Racket is our first accessory for Switch. What about that microphone cover?
Oh yeah,
that wasn't
I guess there's that. There was a Mario Kart wheel too. I guess
that's right.
There was a Mario Kart wheel.
Oh, the Mario Kart wheel.
Joy-Con wheel.
Yeah.
A Joy-Con wheel? Okay. Yeah.
I have 4 of those.
How much?
Because they were $10 for 2 or something.
Oh,
they were like $5 a piece.
Good deal on this.
No, that's I think that's what they released at.
They come in a 2-pack, yeah.
Yeah, they come in a 2-pack for $10 or $12, so they're cheap.
Yeah, I'm surprised Nintendo priced them that way.
Well, they're just hunks of plastic, but yeah, I am kind of surprised they didn't gouge people and say, "Here you go, $20."
Right.
That was the only reasonably priced accessory, but that's because it has 0 electronics in it.
This is supposed to be the year of the accessory, right? So this is just the first of many to come.
The year of the cardboard accessory.
Yeah.
Speaking of cardboard, we did get some numbers here for Labo's ad expenditure. Nintendo has actually spent $1.3 million to advertise Labo.
I wonder how much of that went to Ariana Grande. Because she did a Labo performance on was it Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon.
Kimmel?
Yeah.
One of the Jimmys. She was on one of the Jimmys.
Fallon, it seems like
do we have 2 Jimmys and a James now?
Fallon a lot lately.
Yeah, they have. They've been using Fallon a lot. Yeah. In fact, just recently,
he was playing tennis the other day.
Yeah.
And Conan here and there.
Here and there, but hardly ever. Yeah.
But yeah, Ariana Grande played one of her songs where the band performed entirely on Labo, and she had said they only used Labo instruments, and she had mentioned that Nintendo had approached her about, would she be interested in trying Labo, and she definitely was on board. And I'm like, well, that means they were like, hey, we'll pay you a bunch of money.
Right.
There's your $1.3 million.
Well, yeah, that's why I wonder. That could have been cheap. And she's got a pretty big band. I mean, she doesn't play an instrument. So you got to get 4 or 5 people. But Jimmy was there playing Labo guitar for her, I think.
Yep.
It was kind of bizarre. Not great. I saw recently the Game of Thrones composer played the Game of Thrones theme on Labo.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So,
Really recommend
which
it.
I'm guessing that probably also had something to do with Nintendo.
And money.
Yep.
Yeah, so their advertising budget might just be trying to get people to,
Play
Yeah.
with it.
you know,
That's the
yeah.
thing, right? Is what do they call people? They call them influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Media influencers, whatever,
just like
whatever.
didn't they? Remember they had John
Yeah.
Cena for the Switch before it got released,
right.
where they were doing those
That's
like
right.
pop-up cube things. So
Yeah.
Nintendo likes to they usually get these people that are not really famous or like you wouldn't know them or
They're
That
low
one-
rent
people who are-
celebrities.
yeah
One on
like,
Twitter, right?
yeah. Let me know when Tom Hanks starts playing Labo.
Yeah, exactly. We can't afford Lady Gaga, but we
Yeah.
can afford
Let me see when Iron Man's using a Labo piano, a
yeah.
Labo suit,
Mhm.
and the Infinity War.
Done all in
Yeah, it's
Labo.
not bad. God, can you imagine if you saw some movie and there was just like a Labo in the movie? If they started paying for like product placement.
That would be brilliant. But what movie
Yeah.
would Nintendo approve to put that in?
Anything. You
The
just have
Super
it,
Mario movie.
just put it in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, just have it in the background of a superhero movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
have it get destroyed by.
Like, is that a Labo piano? It was a Labo piano. Yeah. So I think that budget. I think a lot of that is. I don't know. I don't watch much TV. I know a lot of people talk about Labo. I see Labo pop up on Twitter a lot. Usually
Right now,
ridiculousness
I've
of
seen
it.
it
a lot
all
of
on
people talk
digital,
about it, or Nintendo wants you to think a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've not seen any commercials or anything for it, but I would think they have pumped a lot into
I
celebrities.
have seen a TV commercial for it. Like I
Yeah.
watch almost no television, but like the one thing I did watch, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, had a commercial for Labo on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think the majority of the commercials are on like Nickelodeon type channels.
That's true too. Yeah, I'm not really watching kids
Yeah, that probably
channels, so-
indicates to you the kind of crap
Yeah.
I was watching. But
Yeah. All right.
All right. So, yeah. Anyway, moving along. So, you want to talk about Rocket League? I know you don't like Rocket League, Mo.
Oh, I'm not
Mo
really a big fan.
always wants to talk about Rocket. This is the
Yeah.
new Splatoon.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have enough time for you to talk all you want to talk about Rocket League.
Trying to drag down. There's not much to say. The competitive season's ending. There's a new season coming. They got some cool little rewards you get if you've placed competitively, like a goal explosion and a banner.
There's of course a new car and arena coming, right?
They're adding a new arena, a beach themed one. I wonder if they'll bring us a volleyball mode. We've already got hoops and hockey. The beach would be perfect for volleyball.
Oh, that could totally work too. That would work with physics. That'd be not a bad idea.
Be a lot of
Billy's all
jumping.
hoping he'll be able to play ice hockey on the beach.
On the sand. Yeah.
What a weird guy.
No, I think it's because they made the mistake of saying this beach level would be available for all modes. So if you say all modes, then what's drop shot going to be like on the beach, or what's hockey going to be like on the beach? Yeah, I don't know if they really meant all modes when they said all modes, but yeah. And then there's a new car,
which is basically the Octane.
The Octane, the main car, without a spoiler, which was the if you look at the Rocket League logo as it appears in the game today, it is an Octane without a spoiler. Recently, they've updated their logo like on their Twitter, and I think this update's going to bring that logo to your Switch probably, where they finally put the spoiler on rather on the back. So yeah, the Twinser they're calling this car. I'm sure it'll be locked in a crate that you'll have to pay a bunch of money to hope to get.
Yep.
But we're all playing.
And
Jason's got his rewards wrapped up for the season.
Yeah, locked in.
You're locked in. I think Max is locked in. Barry's got some. I've got some.
So here's a question.
Some work.
Huh? Yeah, I don't care. But it's like, here's the thing. So the season ended.
Not yet.
Oh, the season hasn't ended?
No, it ends next Tuesday, so it's whatever
Go
that is,
along.
May
Oh,
29th.
so I could theoretically go get some.
If you can
reward or
get
something.
10 wins at the bronze level, anyway, you could play 1,000 games. As long as you get 10 wins, you're locked in for a goal explosion and a banner.
Meh.
But you got to play 10 placement matches first.
Which can be a very long time if you're terrible.
Well, no, because those 10 it's 10 win or lose.
And then 10 that you have to win.
Well,
And then 10 that you have to win after that. Yeah.
Those can take forever.
Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, since we're talking about Rocket League, should we talk about Splatoon? Oh.
Yeah, we can. Anything you want to add in about Splatoon? We have been getting a lot of new information on the Octo expansion. I have to say I'm more excited than I was.
It's looking wackier and wackier from the little videos that they have.
Yeah.
I shared one earlier today that I finally subscribed to Nintendo Japan on YouTube just for their weird, wacky trailers. This one looked like almost like a mousetrap level.
Mm-hmm.
You like roll a ball into a cup and then it does something else. They had one
splatted across. Yeah,
they had one where they showed that there's going to be like baller levels in this where you have to
Rainmaker
play as a baller, a Rainmaker level. I saw. So yeah, kind of looks like a pain in the ass.
I think it'll be fun. It depends on how many times they're going to try to make us repeat it.
What I didn't like is the Rainmaker level. It looked like there was a counter at the top that was counting down.
Oh no! Yeah.
So, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh no, they're gonna make me have to do something within a certain amount of time. I have to be good.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then have to repeat it if I don't succeed the first time.
Yeah. Well, my Splatfest predictions all came true.
That's right. All of us except somebody.
Somebody here. We
all picked the correct teams all the way through. Raph and then Donnie back to back. We swept the last split.
Yeah. We've won 3 Splatfests in a row, except for somebody. Somebody who doesn't really play.
How can you like Donnie more than Raph? I thought Z liked Raph better too. Or you were just jumping on the bandwagon?
I did. I was just jumping on the bandwagon.
You know, I like Raph's personality better, but I've always loved Donatello just because he's awesome in the games.
Yep.
Because that bow staff has the reach. That's the whole deal.
Now, but see,
like
in the game, the one turtle game I played, Raphael had the fastest attack, even though Donatello had the longest reach. So I liked Raphael for that reason. But that is literally my only experience with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I didn't watch the cartoon, I didn't read the comics. That was one of those things those crappy things for kids like Power Rangers and Pokemon.
Which game was it?
One of us has a plastic Turtles battle van that happens to contain every single episode from the original series.
That's
epic.
Nice.
That is epic.
You have a van? Yeah. It's a little
Turtles van, plastic van, and you open up the lid of the van and it's got like whatever 20 or 30 discs in it.
That's awesome.
Super duper DVD that has the complete run of the original cartoon.
When did that come out? That must have been
a couple of years ago.
That's a fancy release.
That's
more than a couple years ago if it's DVDs.
Yeah. No, I think I got it. I mean, my daughter was alive, so it's within the last 4 years.
Never mind.
She's still alive, by the way. she's just newly minted.
She's only 4.
Yeah.
Your daughter existed.
Yeah. So she had been born. So yeah. But at the time it came out originally and was like $100 and some, and I was like, that's pretty cool, but no thanks. And then it turned out to be like a Nintendo product where they only did one run of it and it was gone. And then the prices went through the roof on eBay. And then one Christmas, Best Buy was doing these like little Best Buy was doing these little things on these like sales on their website where like every so often, like I don't remember if it was every hours or something, they would do like how Prime does their little flash sale things. And the Turtles thing popped up for like $40 or $30 or something. And I was like, all right, now's the time. Still never watched them. But I got them. Someday I can show my daughter. But yeah, Turtle Splatfest. Now we can get to a real Splatfest. Now the Turtles are done.
Please, no more 3 in a row Splatfest. Once a month is okay.
It was kind of nice though.
Like,
but yeah, it's definitely demanding. Just a lot of scrubbable chunks.
You know, it did the job though to set the stage to bring people back to Splatoon for the expansion, right?
Yeah, they seem to be really pushing hard on that.
More Splatoon.
They're really going hard on that Octo expansion. It's like they're tweeting almost at Kirby levels about this Octo expansion.
They're still tweeting about. They're still sprinkling some Kirby in
there. Yeah, I know.
Kirby won't be gone anytime soon, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but they're going to start picking up on tennis and stuff too, probably. But yeah, I see stuff about the Octo expansion. Do they actually have a hard release date on that?
Yeah, I think so. Don't ask me what it is, but
yeah, I couldn't remember if they ever said or not.
August 8th. No, just kidding. I don't know.
Somebody was because somebody I thought had said that it was just summer, and they were predicting that like at E3 they'll be like, and by the way, the Octo expansion is available now, and like have that be their big surprise thing. But I don't know. We'll all get it.
It's July 31st.
Oh, so
okay. Yeah, I thought there was a hard date.
So there goes that.
Same day as Amiibo release.
I don't know, Eric. Eric, will you get it?
No, I wouldn't get it. But if you guys all get it, I might. But
well, we're all going to get it.
It's a single player. He's like, I need you guys to all buy the single player mode for me to play the single player mode.
Wait, it's a single player, but then it's also you can be an Octoling.
Okay, yeah, it does unlock, I guess, the Octolings playable. Yeah. Did you play any of this Splatfest, Eric?
Yeah, it was Raphael versus Donatello, and I was Raphael versus.
But how many matches did you play?
Leonardo, I didn't do much, but this last one, I made it to like Defender, or maybe Champion. I don't know. I did a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Respect, man.
I had Bill Trinan on my side. And
that's true. Yeah, Trinan did pop in. Trinan shared a tweet of him playing.
Yeah, he was like, "How's Team Raph doing?" And he shows all his wins, and then we still lost.
So enough. This one was close, but yeah, it's this is one of the rare times that popularity did not
was close. This is one of the rare times that it was close.
Yeah, because the popular team.
Because I noticed on this last one, I didn't have a single Raph versus Raph the whole time.
Or was Raph the popular one this one? Maybe Raph was the popular one this one.
No, it was. That was.
Was it a sweep?
It was a sweep.
No, it wasn't a sweep. I saw the results.
No, it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a sweep, man. Yeah. You know that for sure, Jason?
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think, I don't think it was. I think Raph had popularity and Donatello had both of the battles.
Yeah.
It's your right.
Or maybe just one of the battles. I don't know. Either way, we won.
Don had both battles and Raph had popularity.
It doesn't have quite the same bragging thing. If you played the Wii U version, it was something where you would win and then you would talk shit for a couple days on Miiverse. It's just not the same on Twitter because you're not arguing with children.
I have to correct myself. I did look up the official results on the Splatoon.nintendo.com website, and Raph did have the popular votes. So
that's all you had.
Didn't somebody once say what is popular is not always right?
Someone once said, and they would be correct still. All right. So we have one more topic here. This is kind of a strange thing. Resident Evil 7 is coming out in Japan. but it's going to have a very small download, and then the rest of the game will be streamed to you.
That's terrible. But it's
Yeah.
only in Japan?
It's only in Japan right now.
For now.
Oh.
I think this is another dip your toe in the water kind of thing.
Yeah, this is an odd.
From what I read about it, the thing that would disqualify me is it said you have to have like a high-speed, stable internet connection, pretty much wired only. You're not going to be able to do this wireless.
Yeah.
It would be low. I think they were saying it'd be a lower price though. It was like it equated to like $20, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm assuming you'd have to have the Nintendo online service to continue playing
Probably.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, this could be something they're looking at for the online service. That was my first thought, with streaming games, and I wonder if these 20 NES games that we'll be able to play, if they'll all be streaming. Good.
I almost think those games have to be downloadable, the NES ones, because that's part of the Switch deal. Although that is one thing that kind of hurts this Capcom idea for the Resident Evil is you couldn't take it on the go.
Yeah, and like Z was saying, even if you had a 4G connection, that wouldn't be fast enough to play it on the go.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
But the other thing about NES games, as you mentioned, Mo, is they can't like there's 28K or something. Some of those files they're so vanishingly small. It's like you can't justify streaming that.
Nintendo will find a way.
Yeah, I think they'll allow you.
I mean, it would be more
bandwidth
to stream it than it would be to let you download it.
Right.
Yeah, my guess would be it'll be like you said that Spotify does, where you can download something to your phone, and then as long as you check in every 30 days or so, it allows you to still access the content. So I'm guessing Nintendo has to have something like that, where as long as you're still subscribed to their service, you can keep it on your system. But streaming, like I said, I could see other people doing this. Like it's probably an easier way around than porting something, and also easier than going all in of porting something and producing it and printing copies that you have to hope to sell.
Well, if you can stream it, that means they already ported it to the system, right? You can't just stream.
I don't know. I don't.
No. It's not. No, that's it's the same. It's the game is running on a server somewhere, and you're just watching it, and it's taking your inputs. Yeah, it's still it's a two-way thing.
It's not being processed by your Switch.
But your Switch isn't doing anything. Your Switch is just showing it to you like you're watching a Netflix movie. And then it's also sending back your controller inputs.
So all
your screen is just a display screen. Yeah, they just have to allow you to press A, and it does whatever the A button's supposed to do. But all the processing of how the graphics are rendered and all that stuff is happening somewhere outside of your Switch.
So in general, think about this concept, and then consider: is this a good way to play video games?
No.
Not at all.
It's terrible.
No, not for me. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the lag.
Yeah, and you have lag when you're making split-second decisions where they're trying to
imagine trying to play Mario with even say 10, 20 milliseconds of ping lag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not that. There's no way. Nobody can play that. That's going to totally screw you up.
A game like Resident Evil's probably got jump scares and stuff in it. And you're going to go around the corner, and then the internet's going to stutter. Like, there's just a monster in the room now.
There's that too. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, what if your internet just hiccups for a few seconds? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're watching Netflix.
You lose your progress.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, but you're watching Netflix. If it pauses for a moment and you can't watch it, but I don't think the game's not going to work that way, where it immediately freezes your progress. And even if it does, that's going to screw you up for an action game if it just hitches and stalls for half a second or a few seconds or whatever. I mean, again, when you're watching a movie, it doesn't happen often, but it happens occasionally. And on a game, that can't ever happen, or it just ruins the experience. You know, it's just, it's right. I mean, if a hitch happens in the middle of a big scene in a movie, that's pretty annoying. But if it happens like in the middle of a boss fight and now you have to repeat the last 30 minutes of the game because of it, fuck no. Like, no, that's just not acceptable.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what they're thinking.
It's the new way to sell you content that you don't really own. But it just, I don't know. It's kind of like driving. It's kind of like self-driving cars. I think people are getting to the point where it's like, hey, we can do anything. It's like, no, guys, like there's still limits to what you can pull off. And I don't think this is gonna, I don't think, you know what I mean? It's like, right, you keep hearing about people getting killed. Like, right, like there's been like, you know, right, there's been accidents like left and right. It's still not a perfect solution. And until it's substantially better than human error, it's just not going to fly. And sorry to jump topics to driverless cars, but it's kind of the same thing with this, is that you're really riding a fine line. You're depending on somebody's internet to be perfect all the time, or this isn't going to work. And I'm sorry, we simply don't live in the era of everybody's internet is perfect all the time, and I don't know when that era will be. It may be that era in Japan.
Yeah,
that's another point.
Japan or like South Korea, maybe.
Yeah, there are certain you know, techno centers in the world, Singapore maybe, and a few other places that are, you know, powerhouses, but that's not the vast majority of the world, and it's definitely not the vast majority of America. So I just,
I know that game had a lot of fans and it was really well received. And this pretty much kills any hopes of a port in the short term.
Yep.
So while there may be a ton of third-party stuff that gets announced at E3, we know this won't be one of them.
That's a good point. Hopefully they won't announce the streaming coming elsewhere. I just don't think it will work, but
yeah, I hope not. I'm still not buying anything from Capcom till I get my Disney Afternoon collection.
We'll continue to hold it.
Which includes the Mega Man collection that came out.
Oh, it in my case does not include the Street Fighter one that I did pre-order. I don't know why. I'm just a sucker like Eric.
Oh, yeah, Eric, you buying that? You picking that up?
No, because it doesn't have. It has like 12 Street Fighter games, but it doesn't have Street Fighter Alpha 2, which I was pretty good at in the arcade.
Really? It doesn't have Alpha 2?
I don't know, it has like everything except Alpha 2.
You can get Alpha 2 on Virtual Console on your Wii U and your 3DS, though, man.
Oh, really? I didn't know that for the 3DS.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure for the 3DS. I might be bullshitting you on that, but I know for the Wii U.
You can pick up the collection and then get the one that you don't have on the 3DS. It'll give you another reason to go back to the 3DS.
The 3DS.
Well, and the other one you don't have in the collection is Street Fighter 4, which is on the 3DS.
Ah,
that's true. Okay. Or Street Fighter 5,
but it's only Super on the 3DS instead of Ultra, which was the definitive one.
Which that newest Street Fighter game, that would be one that would be on a list of port possibilities as well.
That's true.
Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, was that the one that came out a couple of years ago?
I think so, yeah.
That would seem like a likely candidate. Especially with how Street Fighter heavy Switch has been so far.
We need more jiggle physics.
All right.
We can always use more jiggle physics, man. The world needs more jiggle physics.
Or jiggle puff physics.
Jigglypuff.
We need more Jigglypuff. And hopefully we will soon be getting more Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
That's a euphemism, right?
We're talking about the Pokemon. I'm talking about the Pokemon.
You specifically
always-
are talking about Pokemon.
I don't
I'm
know.
always looking to
No.
soon get more Jigglypuffs, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let's go Jigglypuff.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, you can find us on Twitter. Oh.
That's right. It is time to close out for sure. But before we close out, I do want to utter a little bit of an apology here. We forgot to mention on our last episode that we did take a bit of a break last week. So if you were looking for our regular upload and missed this, I want to apologize for that. We thought about it as soon as we stopped recording, and we did post a little note on Twitter. So hopefully you got the information if you were looking for it. But
I
we'll
thought
try to-
you were apologizing for me.
No.
Seriously, when you started that whole thing, I was like, "Oh, did I say something extremely vulgar tonight, or something that he now feels compelled to?"
Not tonight.
Okay.
Let's end this really quickly before this changes.
Yes.
As always, check us out on Twitter. It's NOA_podcast. We'd be glad to talk with you guys, or of course follow for a follow. And of course you can listen on Stitcher, iTunes, and right here on YouTube where we record. So thanks for listening. We'll hopefully check you out next week.
Have a good night.
Party on. And Street Fighter
Good
Alpha
night.
2 is on 3DS.
Oh, really?
Sick.